verschiedenste Sounds aus dem bekanntlich sehr breit gefächerten musikalischen Umbau von dem scharfen Afro-Quartett aus Kalifornien. Das geht von Hardcore, Funk und Heavy Metal bis zu Hip-Hop und Rap.
Boom! Correcting, I'm making you go. So let me do it. You guys got the brothers, got you with the red hot chili peppers. It's a rocking spot. Have to rumble, you feel the dip. Just spend my day every night, every day. I want a radio play. That was a little part of our concert that we played last night in Zurich. It was broadcast over the live radio, and it was really something. I'm proud. We've come here to squeeze your balls. Oh, you sleep with the inside behind your rock. Put down the gun and not here to buy. This is no showdown, so throw down your gun. See it doesn't matter where you come from. You can be the rock man, from a rock bitch. You can be a rock man, just another bitch you being dead. Look at for this, look at you left. We are never ever gonna make a fist in fight. Not your death, not your grave. Look at the video, fight like a brave. Fight like a brave. Don't be a slave. No one can say you got to be okay. What? Thinking died, I mean thinking died. You stick up on the bucket and you stick up on the knife. Never let the never be said, but then it's you know the last step. Don't give this never pay. Get it real hand, get it on your chest. Get it on your arm, it doesn't try to stop fight. Don't wanna stop things, but I'll be giving it up. Better than I know it, but I'm not at the lesson. No, I'm not a preacher, not your position. Just trying to reach it, I'm a rebel with the vision. Fight, not the brave. Don't be a slave. No one can change. We got to be okay. Fight, stop, win. Don't be a slave. No one can change. We got to be okay. I am here today to talk about the Uplift Mofo Party Plan. It is a plan based on a band. It's a band based on a plan. There should be no slaves to land and lands. At the Hollywood jail.
How's the tour going so far?
Well, it's going pretty good, except right now we're stuck on the side of the road in Switzerland because the emergency's not working and the guy that's driving called up somebody to come help us. So now we're just sitting here.
How was Germany? You've been...
Germany was wunderbar, you know what I mean?
But how did you go down musically? How were the...
Musically speaking, I'd say we go down in history.
Really?
Every show was sold out.
As far as Germany concerned, we're the best band in the world. Germany, you know, they told us when we left that we were the best band that they'd ever seen live. So we believe them.
So are you saying, Hillel, that he was so important for you, Sly Stone?
Still is, yeah. He still is. I mean, I felt so low so many times, and I've heard Sly and just cried it out because I think his music is like Bible music. It's immaculate. It's holy. It's perfect almost.
Really?
It's just pure soul. it's deep.
That music, you don't have to even think about it. It'll move you, you know.
Yeah, that's.
That shit is emotional music. I mean, you don't even have to think about how you feel. You just feel it when you feel it. You know, you're either gonna cry, or you're gonna like feel it, think about how much you love your mother, or how much you love your best friend, or how much you hate life or whatever. You don't even have to analyze it. That guy just will move you in and out the door with his music.
Lucy!
Right. Right. One more time.
Long live the bass!
What an influence on me, man.
Really, yeah.
I mean, it's funny because we were just joking about earlier how we're gonna sit around and be corny and go, what an influence he is, and this whole concept of the shoot. But that's like what he just did right there is like, I mean, I didn't even realize it. I realized it so much more, like right at this very second, how much I like copy that shit all the time. I mean, it's like that whole feel of bass playing.
Yeah.
There's no one. Bootsy's the only one that ever did it. And he's the only one that ever will.
Down the mountain, where'd you go? Riding through my horses, where'd you go? Coming around the mountain, where'd you go? Get out on the dance floor, where'd you go?
Get the dance floor. George is all skinny and shit. Look at that.
Because we like it. Because we like it.
Oh, God. Don will snowman on drums.
Riding through my horses, where'd you go? Coming around the mountain, where'd you go? Get out on the dance floor, where'd you come?
Great Eagles.
Coming around the mountain, where'd you go? Riding through my horses, where'd you go? Because we like it. That's all of us. Because we like it. That's all of us.
George is just like the baddest motherfucker, man. He's like his whole concept of music. For one thing, he's like totally into the cartoon thing, and it comes out, and it's like the way that he combined hard rock music with funk. Like, I mean, that thing we were just listening to, Coming Around the Mountain, like the groove on that is just like it's like what Aerosmith like wished they could do, like maybe one day, Like,
Really? You think so?
Oh, definitely. I think so, 1,000,000%. That I mean, that sounds like to me like like it sounds like it's like a hard rock funk groove, man. And I just feel very akin to it as well. Because it's like they're not paying attention to anything except themselves. They're not paying attention to anything except their funk. They're not. I mean, it's obvious that shit didn't get radio play. Give me a break. No one played that on the radio. That's the deepest stuff, and I think that's why it's the same kind of thing we fall into. Because we play shit that's too funked out to get on white radio and too rocked out to get on black radio, and that's the same thing with that.
So let's see.
Your basic day in a chili pepper life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 interviews, a TV show. Back to the hotel. We get EMI to take us out for dinner.
How long is each interview?
Each interview usually runs about a half hour. Although we're going to try to move it a little quicker today because the guys are tired.
They're tired?
Tired. They had a wild time last couple of days.
Are they tired from those last couple of days or from being on the road for a long time already?
They usually recoup when we have a day off, but it's been a little bit hectic. I think this being the first time over in Europe, the excitement and everything else, and it was early for them. You know, 6:30 in the morning is early.
I have a permanent fear that my girlfriend will do the same thing to me. Yeah. Like, no matter how much Ione says she loves me, I call her up on the phone and she says she's been faithful. All those times that, you know, I've warped my own mind.
Yeah. But you and Ione, it's different. It's kind of new. You really haven't. You're thinking more in the past. You're witnessing me on one of the worst mornings of my life.
What?
Saddest, most emotional morning of my life.
Oh, but now
it could be worse. Someone could have died.
He'll play the bass in your face and make you want to check off. I know I would. He'll play the bass in your face and make you want to check off. Little cock and balls for you, perhaps?
I'd show you mine, but mine's too small. I've been gravely insulted and humiliated. And my heart's broken, so what the fuck? Oh, yes. Basic terms.
My man,
she said I broke her heart too many times, so it's time to go.
I'm not trying to sound like a manager going like, I got the greatest band in the world, yada yada. But musically, they can outplay just about anybody. The same as Hendrix and The Who and The Cream and Led Zeppelin did at that time. That's where I make the comparison. And the fact that they were doing something that was new musically. They were really stepping out. Instead of just your, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da shuffle or whatever it is, the Peppers are doing that. Other musicians and kids watch them and just are like in awe of how Jack plays drums, how Flea plays bass. I mean, nobody plays like Flea. What Hillel does with his guitar, I mean, Hillel's using a lot of what those musicians use, the wah-wah pedal. People don't use wah-wah pedals. They're all got these crazy high-tech little, you know, boxes they hit and it makes guitars explode.
50.
When you played in Fear,
Yeah.
what was the difference between playing in Fear and with a band like
Well,
the
playing
Chili
with Fear had all the energy that the Chili Peppers had, but it was punk rock. When I was playing with Fear, I was going like this most of the time.
I love living in the city. My house smells just like the zoo. It's jack full of shit and puke. Cockroaches on the walls, cats falling on my balls. Oh, I'm so clean cut. Just wanna fuck some sluts 'cause I love living in the city.
And when I play in the Peppers, you know, it's more like a I know what's right. I know what's right. It's got all the same energy, but it's just a whole different feel.
When you go on stage, do you become a different person? I mean, does something actually change?
No, I don't change personally. I just try to like really, you know, it's my time to give everything that I have. When I'm not on stage, I can relax. I don't have to do anything for anybody. But when I'm on stage, it's my responsibility to like, you know, summon up all the energy that I have to rock out.
Letting the booty juices flow?
Yeah, the booty juices have to flow. You just have to let all those booty juices and just, you know, everything, all the juices have to flow. It has to be a constant, relentless, you know, digging deep into the booty of funk.
take to be the drummer for a band like the Chili Peppers?
Well, it takes many years, many moons.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of, see the sweat? Can you see it still?
Yeah.
That's just a little sound check. Takes a lot of work at a show. Takes being in shape. Takes patience when your girlfriends want to break your heart when you're thousands of miles away.
Right.
Patience.
And what does it take technically, drum technically?
Technically? Well,
Can you show us something like
I will show you a few exciting things.
Okay, please.
Now, it has nothing to do with anything, but here's one exciting thing. Ready? It's very simple. All right? That's something that I've practiced a lot. I don't do it as good as I used to, probably. I don't know. But when I was studying, I practiced my double stroke rolls. See, so when you get it going... See? So
that's a rhythm, that's a pattern that you actually use a lot.
Oh, that's a drum cadence. I'll show you.
Yeah.
I use the bass drum to accents. Right. And when I was in high school and we did the drum cadence in marching band, I figured the guy, if you could actually do the whole drum cadence with your hands and feet, you'd be the slickest guy in high school. There was no doubt about it. But I could never pull it off till like years after I graduated. So here I go.
They call me the Swan because I wave my magic wand and I loved all the women to death. Well, I bodied hard, I back the mean ride and I knock you ugly motherfuckers out with the right or the left. Down to the stage, girl. Down to the campaign. Down to the seven. Down to the fuck girl. Red Hot Chilli Peppers. Red Hot Chilli Peppers. Like now. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get love. That guy's a pumping love. Red Hot Chilli Peppers.
You know, music to me is heavily related to sex. Not always, but in many different fashions, especially in funk. When you create rhythm with the bass and drums, it sounds like your heart pounding when you're having sex, or like like the skin slapping. There's all kinds of different things. We have a song called Sex Rap, and it's exactly how music relates sound to sex.
How's it go?
It goes like this. It goes, a time to swing a little melody to make y'all feel something sexually. And now we're going to get it on in the groove that makes those smooth hips move. We are funking that driving bad rhythm to make those pretty little pussy lips kiss them. Kiss them, kiss them, kiss them. In the mind, this was designed to make you feel fine, sucking on mine in a 69. I'm inclined to funk your brains out. Make a moan, make a groan, and make a shout. Push it on in and pull it on out. Pump that labia until it pouts. We'll open up your legs to the sensual sound with the booty busting beat behind your pretty wet mound. I can smell your nookie like a horny bloodhound. Feel the bass, hump the ground as you drop into your knees and come on bound. Well, now you make your mouth and get on down. And it goes on and on, how music and sound relates to sex.
My love comes, and when it does, it's a crazy kind. Oh, selective affection. My love comes like a wild tide. A direction. My love projection. My love direction. You better get some of my affection. My love can be or bigger than the movie down. My love can hide behind a rain of sand. My love for life is do or die. The love for my band. My love is for the air. The silly makes the man. Some people think he's bad, but don't be doesn't laugh. That's my dad. Follow me and step through a lockdown rule. Even just the ocean blue. I love this stuff, blue. I love this blue. I love this life. I love this black. I love this on me. I love this in my room. My love began to love. My love for another love. Now, but I said that. It's another love. Enough for passion. Oh, God, no, I love more. Never had, I love more. The reason I live, I love more. The back of the game, I love more. The next best friend. My love. My love. My love. If I do this down, my love. If I do my hair, my love. If I do this down, my love. If I do my hair.
How is AJ?
Something's good. I shit my pants today. I farted and I shit my pants for the first time since I was like 3 years old.
It was so funny after he shit his pants.
They don't have a quick dedication for that? Well, it was a grand show, and the show's over. This is what happens after a show.
Alors David, tu enregistres un peu ce soir, ce mois? Hein? Ouais? Alors?
Give a good crowd shot for the camera.
Cool, lentement.
Miriam, the camera wants a crowd shot.
So Hillel, how was Paris?
Paris was wonderful. I didn't really get a chance to see the Eiffel or the Louvre, but I did get a chance to go to a nightclub after the show, and I did see an old friend, and I did have a good sleep.
How much did you actually see of Paris?
Not enough. But I did see a really good crowd that rocked out. They rocked the fuck out.
So, did you actually hit it off with the lady in black last night, or what?
No, she was just an old friend.
Oh, it's an old friend, no?
Yeah.
But let's say some of the silly stuff that the band and you do. What does it stand for?
It stands for spontaneity. It stands for like the way we feel at that time, spontaneity.
Yeah.
It's I think like on tour, a lot of like the ridiculous anarchistic stuff that we do is just a release, because on tour is a very good place to you build up a lot of strange energies, and they're usually good strange energies, but sometimes they're like kind of mysterious strange energies. So that's one way I think that we all four of us just. You know what I mean?
Goodbye.
you. That was exhilarating. If you film the rehearsal and then you film the actual filming, it will be a very nice contrast.
Yeah, let it be known for you guys' sake.
For the
run-throughs, it's go straight. For the action film, it's completely different.
10 seconds, attention.
It's a pretty precise job you're doing here, Chris.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's one of the true pleasures I get out of life.
Why do the pedals have to be taped so tightly to the stage?
Oh, because they get kicked quite often. And it makes it nice so they don't slide around on the floor when Hillel tries to play them. You know?
Uh-huh. For how long have you been with the band, actually?
Off and on for about 2 years or so.
Before that, you were with other bands? Do you work with other bands?
Yeah, quite a few different bands.
When you see the Peppers play, don't you wonder sometimes for how long they'll be able to go on like this?
No, not really. I think they're pretty sincere about what they're doing, and I do believe they enjoy what they're doing. So nobody seems to be getting tired of it yet. You know, myself included. So I think they'll have a band with a lot of longevity. They have a success formula. You know, they get along well. They play well. The material's good, and you know, like I say, the reaction from the audience is very well. It's everywhere they go. And it's kind of like if you were like a horse breeder, you know, or something like that. And I've seen many, you know, seen horses that win races and horses that lose races, you know, all your life. This happens to be one of those bands that look like they're going to win it.
I try to stay away from really highly advanced stuff for some reason. No reason in particular, but for some reason. Let's see. This is my wah-wah. Like I use a Black Eyed Blonde. A gnarly box that I have is a Super Fuzz that I got from a friend. This has very... And then I usually use an MXR distortion, but that broke in the beginning of tour because I think beer was spilling on it. So this is just your overdrive. And this is just an old chorus. What? Oh, you're doing an interview? Without me?
There's a concert poster of yours in a record shop in Antwerp, and it has.
Shut up! Don't you dare!
It has the concert poster, and next to that several types and of socks, and it has the big letters on it, dressing room.
Wearing socks on our cocks and balls?
Yeah.
Trying to promote our band?
Yeah.
Putting posters up so people know that we exist?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's bananas.
That's bananas.
At the beginning, there were a lot of misunderstandings about the band. People thought you were black, for instance.
Well, that's a ridiculous notion.
Okay, thank you.
How black are the Chili Peppers?
How black are we?
Yeah.
I've got the darkest penis in the band, but aside from that, we're all Caucasian individuals. But that has no bearing on our music, so it's rather irrelevant.
What he's really trying to say is that the Beastie Boys are our heroes, and we just try to copy them exactly as best as we can.
And that's not going so well.
In other words, he tries to play his guitar exactly like they program their computers in their drum machines. You see what we're saying? In other words, the Beastie Boys are our heroes, and
what he's trying to say is.
Now that, especially, we got to getting to the 5-year point, we definitely have to grow, because we've been doing it for so long. We've basically, we've changed and grown. And I think, especially on our last album, I thought we made a big jump, but just to keep ourselves interested, and to keep ourselves happy, not burn out, not become, jaded about it, we definitely have to grow.
But it must be difficult to still keep that energy from the very beginning.
No, it's definitely difficult. It's difficult because so much of it relies on friendship. So much of it relies on, the fact that we're all together all the time. It's like, 4 guys and the same manager on the road. It's like 4 guys fucking, eating, shitting, sleeping, traveling, being right next to each other all the time, constantly. And it gets hard. And there's nights when we go out there when we're fucking tired. We played on the last tour we did 18 gigs straight, and after 10 gigs, in a row and traveling, all day, every day, getting there, playing, traveling all day, playing, the same routine, restaurant, hotel, gig, van, restaurant, hotel, gig, van.
Interviews.
You get, interviews, the whole thing, you get really burnt out. And sometimes, I know I go up there and I don't feel like playing, but I still have to go up there and kick ass, because it's my job.
Last night I slept with Flea, and in the middle of the night I found him holding my hand.
Really?
Seriously.
Ah, that's nice.
Didn't bother me, but, there he is right there.
The night before, when Chris and I were in the skinny beds together, in the middle of the night, Chris Grayson sort of rolled over and had his hand there. And he started going like this. I go, oh, man, I ain't your girlfriend, brah. And he was
So Grayson did that to me once in the fucking RV.
That's right. He tried
to, but that night you tried to sexually abuse me in the RV when you were asleep.
What about that night you sexually abused yourself and everybody else? Oh, no, push it. Yeah, I remember that one.
First I do these scales up and down just to get my fingers going, to get those muscles, get the blood inside of the muscles. I was taught to warm up like this by Spit Sticks, the drummer from Fear. Taught me how to warm up.
Me? I was born warm.
Okay, anyways, like I was saying before, here's a love song that we wrote for the Dykes in Holland.
See be ready, boo. Do it, don't do it, don't change. I always do it up, give the left. She's gonna go, change my real quick. She's gonna go, oh, just that, that's it.
It's just, we're just having fun. So we're just trying to have a good time. I mean, we're very serious about having fun because that's what it's all about for us. Is getting off on the music. And that's the whole thing about the whole funk thing, it's just like, we play it, it's funner than hell. When you strike that groove, some nights it's not as good as others. Sometimes there'll be moments, magic moments. But like when it's happening, when everything is on the one, everybody's together, and we're all like just, there's nothing like it. And, that's what we live for, is that one time. There's nothing like it when I hit the bass, hit a note, and Jack hits the bass drum or whatever, and it's right together, like one. There's nothing like it. And it's just like a really good feeling.
Thank you.